objectives.
What's going on, guys? In the Works Media here, and I am bringing you a variety gameplay. That's right, I am using some crazy kill streaks and some crazy equipment like the jammer, and I've actually fallen in love with the jammer as of late. And I felt like this game is one of the better games I've played in a long time. I don't really know why that is. I just felt really on top of my game, and I'm using some very different kill streaks. I guess you wouldn't say different. They're just kill streaks you don't normally see, and I end up getting a good score with them. And I'm using the attack helicopter, and you know you got to show the attack helicopter some love every once in a while because it can do some work if you get in a good lobby of people not shooting stuff down. But I don't know. It was a fun gameplay, and I thought I'd share with you guys because I never use hardline, and I'm using hardline here. And I don't know. I'm just not really a fan of hardline. I think it's one of the less useful perks in the game, to be honest. But anyways, this week has been another interesting week for me. I know I always say, like, it seems like every week is an interesting week for me, but I was talking to my mom today, and I actually found out that my family had we were having this discussion about like religion in our family. And before I get too deep into this religion stuff, I'm just gonna say I don't want to offend anybody by anything that might be said in this, so don't take anything that I say to heart. But anyways, we were talking about religion, and it turns out that I didn't know this, but my grandmother was actually raised Mormon, and this was kind of a shocker to me because I never knew that. You know, I've gone 23 years of my life and didn't know that my grandma was raised a Mormon, and I just thought that was extremely strange. And it's funny because Mormon, well, I guess you would say religion, is kind of always been a funny story that goes along with that in my life because my freshman year of college, I actually had a thing with a Mormon girl. It was kind of funny because I met her, I don't know, first couple weeks of school, and you know, you're meeting new people, and we hung out a lot, and it was obvious that she was interested in what I had to offer, if you know what I mean. And Mormons are pretty conservative. I'm sure you guys all know that. They don't drink tea, they don't drink coffee, you know, they don't drink anything with caffeine, and they don't drink alcohol. They don't do anything that might be considered an indulgent. So, needless to say, she was pretty conservative, but she was not conservative in her actions. She definitely was pretty straightforward that she was down the clown around, if you know what I mean. But I really wasn't feeling it with this girl. I mean, she was a nice girl, and I liked having friends, but it was my first week, and I was there to see the world, not to commit to something really early on. But anyways, so I started hanging out with this girl, and we hit it off. We talk, spent a lot of time together in the first couple of weeks and getting to know each other. And she always invites me over to her. I guess it was a dorm room at the time. I was going to say apartment, but yeah, it was her dorm room. And I always kind of politely declined because if you're not really interested in someone, there's no point in playing them for a fool, sending them mixed signals. But apparently I wasn't giving the proper signals because she wasn't really getting the hint. I mean, I liked hanging out, I liked being friends, but I wasn't really interested in converting to Mormonism, I guess you could say. She always tried to get me to go with her to church, though. Like, it's fairly obvious that she made some comment that she could never date someone outside the Mormon religion, and she made it pretty clear that she wanted me to become one, and I was just like, that was one of the biggest turnoffs I had of this whole kind of debacle. I wasn't really interested in, wasn't really down with Joseph Smith. I'm not a Joseph Smith kind of guy. I'm sorry, Brigham Young. Not really looking to become a Mormon anytime soon. So basically, that was a huge turnoff right in the very beginning. I wasn't really. I can't say that I was put off by the religion because I don't really have any biases towards religions. I think that all religions have their strengths and weaknesses, and I'm not down to denounce anybody's. I'm not out to denounce any religion or anything, but I just wasn't interested in what Mormons had to offer me. So obviously, I wasn't looking to hollow at this girl by any sort of the imagination. But she didn't seem to get the hint. I don't really know if I was sending that many mixed signals. I felt like I was pretty straightforward with the fact that I wasn't really a heavy practicing religious person. I was pretty. I was raised Christian, and like a lot of families are. And I wasn't really in practicing at the time. So, needless to say, she was interested in making me a born-again Mormon. So we keep going on and on and on and on, and eventually I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I can continue on talking to this girl. So she goes home for a weekend, and that weekend we go out to the party, I guess you could say, and do stuff that normal college kids do, you know, hitting the bars and stuff like that. Because you can, if you can actually go into the bars around here when you're 19, because they want to make money. They know that underage drinking goes on, and they don't really care about that kind of stuff. So, anyways, the girl comes back and she asks me what I did for the weekend, and I'm, you know, obviously I'm not going to tell her because she would be really put off by this. And you know, in retrospect, perhaps I should have told her, but I didn't want to burn any bridges. I'm not a person that likes to have enemies or like leave a situation in a poor manner, I guess you could say. So, she gets back from home, and you know, I hadn't talked to her in a while, and obviously I wasn't going to tell her what's going on because it'd been a while since I think she went home for like a week or something because she had some family matter. So she gets back, and you know, I hear a knock on my door, and I hadn't talked to her since she got back, and I open it, and it's her, and she's standing there with cinnamon rolls. I'm just like, okay. And she hands me the cinnamon rolls and says, "These are for you," and walks away and doesn't say a word. And I'm just kind of like, what is this, some weird Mormon tradition? Do Mormons like bring gifts of cinnamon rolls to the person they want to convert or something? I mean, I don't know. And so basically, I guess that was her saying I'm back, and it was a really awkward situation, to be honest. I hadn't talked to her in so long, and then suddenly she's on my doorstep with cinnamon rolls. I really didn't know how to react. I mean, I'm not the most smooth operator. I'm no Casanova by any stretch of the imagination, so it was really strange. I didn't really know how to approach the situation whatsoever, so I just, you know, took them and shut the door, and they were good. I mean, I enjoyed them. They were homemade cinnamon rolls. Who could say no to that? Well, anyways, we're moving forward a little bit. She comes over again, and we hang out for, you know, a night, and she finally convinces me to go to this Mormon event, and I'm like, all right, fine. So I go to this thing with her just as a friend, you know, and it turns out that it wasn't really church related, but it was Mormon sponsored, and everyone there is talking to me, trying to like convert me. I don't know if converting is the right word or more of like a convince me that what I don't really know. I don't want to get into like a religious debate in this. But anyways, we go to this thing and it was all great. So I walk her back to her dorm. And as we're walking back to the dorm, she kind of starts making a move on me. And you know, a lot of times you see the dude making the move, but apparently she knew what she wanted and she tried to strike. Well, needless to say, I had to intercept that situation, and I kind of just put my hand up to my face. And you guys are probably like, "Oh man, oh that's lame." Well, you know, I'm a nice guy. I don't like to, like I said, I don't like to play people. I'm not that type of person, and I guess I could have approached it a little bit better, but that was the avenue I chose to use. I chose to just be really straightforward about the whole thing. I didn't want to just lead her on, so. She was kind of upset about this, but it didn't really put her off too much. She still was on the prowl, and eventually I just straight up told her that, you know, I wasn't really interested in it. I had no desire to convert to Mormonism, and my friends have always given me a hard time about this. Like, they all through college, they always joked about how I almost became a Mormon, and you know, I didn't almost become a Mormon. I wasn't even close. I had no desires of ever going down that road, but it's always a funny story when I tell people that I almost became a Mormon when I was dating that girl. So I guess you could say I was dating her, since, you know, we went on several dates, and it's funny because she actually ended up, after me, dating a Olympic gymnast that went to our school. Yes, he is an Olympic gymnast. He was on the USA team whenever the last Summer Olympics were. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.